Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to another video tutorial from Biology. In this video lecture we'll be talking about structure of viruses. Okay, now in structure of viruses we should have to focus on the shape and size of the viruses. So let me write size and shape of viruses. We should focus on size and shape of the viruses. Okay, so usually virus size is almost 10 to 400 nanometer. Okay, these are the actual size of the virus, 10 to 400 nanometer. Okay, we can see the virus with the help of electron microscope. Okay, these are the basic things that we should have to, whenever you want to see the structure of viruses, whenever you want to check the size of the viruses, whenever you want to check the shape of the viruses, you need to understand four basic techniques. And these four, we have the electron microscope, second we have the X-ray diffraction, third we have biochemical analysis, fourth we have the immunologic test. So these are the four techniques. Due to these four techniques we can identify size, shape, structure of the viruses. Okay, and we can identify that viruses, that which virus attack on the host, which viruses are present in the host cell. Okay, so by using these techniques we can usually identify the viruses. Okay, whenever we talked about the the size of the viruses, some viruses are very small in size. Let me write small viruses. Okay, so smallest virus size will be equal to the, if we talked about smallest virus, if we talked about the smallest virus, their size will be equal to the ribosome, which are usually present in the eukaryotic cell. Smallest virus size will be equal to the ribosome, and their example is the, okay, so their size will be equal to the pecorino virus. Okay, now if we talked about the largest virus, they will be equal to the mycoplasma. And the example of this virus will be what? The example of this virus is pox virus. Okay, so now these are the basic viruses. Okay, so smallest virus will be equal to the ribosome size. Their example is the pecorino virus. Largest virus will be sizes. Okay, now let's talk about the shape. Let's talk about the shape. Shape of viruses. Now viruses usually have three main shapes. Okay, how many shapes? Three main shapes. Let me write it for your understanding. First we have the icosahedral shape. We have the icosahedral virus. An icosahedral virus shape will be look like just that. Let me draw the shape for your understanding. Icosahedral virus, I think, will be look like that. This is the icosahedral virus shape. Okay, so icosahedral virus will be look like that. It can contain 20 triangular. About the most important thing about the genetic material. Okay, so they have the genetic material as well. Other thing that they have the envelope or no envelope. Okay, so this dot, let's suppose this dot represent either they have envelope or not envelope. When they have envelope, we call that envelope icosahedral virus. When they don't have envelope, so we call that naked icosahedral virus. Okay, let's suppose they have envelope. So with envelope they have the spikes arises. These hair-like structure are called spikes. Okay, they are called envelope. Okay, this is called capsid, and this is called genetic material or nucleic acid. One thing more about the icosahedral viruses is that icosahedral viruses have the double-stranded DNA. These are very important thing. You should have to keep it in your mind. They have double-stranded DNA, single-stranded RNA, and double-stranded RNA. Okay, so icosahedral have double-stranded RNA or single-stranded RNA or double-stranded RNA, but they don't have single-stranded DNA. They don't have single-stranded DNA. Okay, you should have to keep in your mind they don't have single-stranded DNA, but they have either double-stranded DNA, single-stranded RNA, or double-stranded RNA. Okay, okay. Now let's talk about the helical structure. Okay, so first we have the icosahedral shape. Second we have the helical structure. Helical virus or helical structure of the viruses, we can say it just like that. Now if we talk the helical structure of the viruses, so helical structure of the viruses usually look like in this form. Okay, this is the helical in form. Okay, so helical virus will be just like in this form. Why we call that helical virus? We call that helical virus because they are protomers. You know what is protomer? Protomer means the capsid. Mean the proteins which are involved in capsid, they are usually called protomers. Okay, so the capsid will be just like in this form. Mean the protomers will be in this form, in a helical form. That's why we call that helical viruses. Okay, that's why they have also the envelope. This dot will represent the envelope, or they don't have the envelope as well. They have envelope or they don't have the envelope. Okay, they are long rigid tube. They are just like look like a long rigid tube. Okay, and one thing more that I want to explain, that 15 to 18 nanometer there is they have the diameter, and their length will be the 300 nanometer, their length. So this is the length is 300 nanometer and the diameter will be the 15 to 1800 nanometer is the diameter. Okay, now they are so this is about the icosahedral viruses. Okay, one important thing that I want to tell about the icosahedral virus is about the genetic material. Okay, the single-stranded RNA. Okay, they have the double-stranded DNA. Okay, and they have the single-stranded DNA. So what is left? Double-stranded RNA. Okay, the left is double-stranded RNA. Means they don't have the double-stranded RNA. Okay, they have the single-stranded RNA, double-stranded DNA, single-stranded DNA, but they don't have the double-stranded RNA. Okay, so that's all about the helical viruses. Okay, that's all about the helical. Also have the complex structure. Okay, viruses also have the complex structure. What does complex means? Complex means that some viruses have the icosahedral and having the helical as well. So when both structure are combined together. So we discussed about the icosahedral helical viruses. Okay, so helical viruses we also discussed, and we also discussed the icosahedral. And one most important thing is this third, we have another viruses which are called the complex virus. How the complex virus look like? Complex structure of virus, if we talked about the complex structure of virus, so complex structure of virus will be look like in this form. Okay, so now as well as they have the helical structure as well. Okay, so this is the complex, or they have also tail region as well. Okay, this is the head region, and this is the neck region, and this is the tail region. Okay, we will be discussing about in next. This is just like a bacteriophage structure. Okay, now bacteriophage, we will mention it a complex virus structure. Okay, why we call that complex virus structure? We call that complex virus structure because they have the icosahedral property as well as the helical property. See, this one is just like a icosahedral, this one is helical. Okay, so that's why we call that a complex virus, means show the characteristics of icosahedral and helical viruses. So that's why we call that complex viruses, because they present both the structure of helical and icosahedral. That's why we call that complex virus. Okay, so that's all about the complex viruses. Okay, other shapes of the viruses, if we want to discuss the other shape of the viruses, some viruses will be, if you see the in electron microscope, some viruses will be just like in this form. Some viruses will be look like this in this form. They have the granules or enzymes present inside this. So we call that vaccinia virus. What we call that? Vaccinia virus. Okay, we call that vaccinia virus. And other we have the herpes virus. Now herpes virus will be look like in this form. Okay, herpes virus will be look like in this form, having the genetic material. Okay, and they have also the envelopes. Okay, okay, this is the herpes virus. Herpes virus. Okay, now so herpes virus will be look like in this form. Third, we have the another virus shape which is just like in the oval like in shape. Okay, so oval like in shape, so we call that and they will be just like in this form. Okay, they will be look like in this form. We call that paramyxo virus. Okay, we call that paramyxo virus. Okay, so some virus, if you see the virus in electron microscope, so you will see usually these shapes. Okay, in the electron microscope. Some viruses is look like in a bullet form. Let me write in a bullet form, just like in this form. We call that rhobado virus. What we call that? Okay, so rhobado virus will be look like in this form. Okay, we have also just like that shape of the virus, just like that shape means rod, in a rod form. So in a rod form, we call that tubulovirus. So tubulovirus will be in electron microscope. Tubulovirus will be look like in a rod shape. Okay. Last we have another virus shapes which look like in this form, means that having the genetic material just like in this form. Okay, so this virus is called that, what this virus is called that, ORF virus. Okay, this virus is called what? This virus is called that ORF virus. Okay, last we have another virus. If you talked about the last virus, so last virus is also in this form. Okay, this virus is called what? This virus we call that flexious. I think flexious virus. Okay, so that's in a sense about all the structure of the viruses. Okay, so we talked about the icosahedral, helical and complex, and also the structure of the other viruses. Okay, so that's in a sense of the structure of viruses. I hope this video helpful. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video and subscribe my channel to get more video lecture like that. Thank you so much.